Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's lesson objective. So, today we will explore volume by building with and counting unit cubes. The TEKs we're going to be focusing on today are 5.6a and 5.6b. All right, now before we get into our lesson, let's go over what is volume. So, volume is the space inside an object, and it's calculated by counting how many cubic units take up the space of an object. So, today we are going to learn how to count these cubic units. So, over here we have a two-dimensional shape, right? And I went ahead and split it into square units. And you may remember square units from area. So we use square units to make, or I'm sorry, here, let me go ahead and, sorry about that, y'all. So we go ahead and use square units to measure area. So we do this for two-dimensional shapes or flat surfaces. So we have 2 square units over here. So this is going to be equal to an area of 2 square units. Now, in the same way that we counted area, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with volume. Now, over here, I have some grid paper, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my square units into volume. So I'm going to make it three-dimensional. So first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to draw each square. So I'm just going to connect these dots over here. And then I'm going to connect this dot over here as well. Okay, so here we have our area of 2 square units, but I need to make this into a three-dimensional shape. So I am going to go ahead and make this three-dimensional by adding some height. So now we have, instead of squares, we have cubes. So to find the the volume of this shape, I'm going to count how many cubic units we have. So we have 2 cubic units. So the volume, put down V for volume, is 2 cubic units. Another way that I could write this is I could do 2 units, and I put down a little 3 at the top. That stands for cubic. So we have 2 cubic units. All right. So that's the volume of this shape. Now, we can use volume for a variety of shapes, or we can use cubic units to measure a variety of shapes according to their volume. So if we look at this shape right over here, we're going to count how many cubic units we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 cubic units. All right, now let's look at this shape over here. So now we actually have 2 layers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count my top layer over here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 on my top layer, 6 cubic units on my top layer. So then I also will have 6 cubic units on my bottom layer. So if I have 6 cubic units plus 6 cubic units, that's going to give me 12 cubic units. All right, now let's look at our final shape. So this one, we have 2 layers again, but both of our layers are not equal. So on the top layer, I have 1, 2. And on the bottom layer, I have 1, 2, I see 3 over here, but there's a 4th cubic unit that is hidden underneath this one right here because it's laying on top. So I have 4 on the bottom. So on the bottom layer, I have 4 cubic units, and on my top layer, I have 2 cubic units, which is going to give me 6 total cubic units, which is going to be our volume. All right, let's go ahead and review today's lesson objective. So today we explored volume by building with and counting unit cubes. All right, everyone. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I hope this was a helpful lesson, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.